All right, I have uh, a time for about one more video here before it's time to eat the breakfast. Continuing on with Remembrance of the Cousin. So now now the chronology is a little messed up here, pretty sure. Uh, Considering the time period of the last video I made. So yeah, I think this memory happened before what I said last time about the recreational center being bullied by kids. Or at least I felt like I was being threatened. Then my cousin came to my defense, and then he was being threatened by the bullies. So this happened before that. Uh, I think we were at the first house that I remember my cousin living at. So this is definitely way before the last thing I said. So he was living in town. Um, but I remember we were like on the other end of town, like way on the other end of town. Because I remember the specific area. I remember the building being next to the building, like the building now. Like when I went over to take a photo of the place, uh, the building that I remember is still there. It's a factory, like I think it's yeah, it's a place that makes shirts. So that's still there. It's a factory. But I remember being like at the street with this building that I didn't know at the time what it was, but it's a factory. And then there was probably like yeah, there was probably like this food uh like a food cart, like an outside like a street food cart. Because I think I remember people were like this food cart was like selling like I think hot dogs possibly. I think I probably got like a hot dog there and something to drink. I think so. Vaguely remember this. But I remember there was a parade here on the street. Uh, so me and my cousin were here on the street, and there was a parade going by. And I remember my cousin was drinking Coca Cola, and I remember trying some of it. And this is the first, pretty sure this is the first time I ever had Coca Cola, and it was strong. I guess like the first time you have coffee, like noticing how strong it is because you're not used to it. So I had this Coca Cola, and I just remember thinking, "Whoa, this is strong," and I guess I kind of liked it. I guess from the caffeine, because the drug that I was drinking, the drug and the sweetness and the caffeine of it, it just like it was just a strong, had a strongness to it. And I remember having it later because I was like, "Oh, I kind of like it because it's so strong." I guess it's safer than alcohol, but I don't drink the stuff anymore, alcohol or Coca Cola, because I don't find it very healthy or nutritious. I heard later that you can use Coca Cola to clean your toilet. Uh, so I remember liking the Coca Cola at the time though, because it was so strong, and I never had it before. And then I guess I remember this same day. First, this is strange. This memory is strange to me because uh, so we were at this parade, which was on one end of town, and his my cousin's house was on the other end of town, so much farther away. Um, so I don't remember if we were like on bikes and biked back to his house, because if we had walked there, it would have taken a long time to walk from one end of town to the other end of town. So it was quite a distance. So unless we got a ride back to his house, I don't remember how we got back to his house. But I'm pretty sure it was on this same day because I remember being at his house later and um, something came on the TV and he was like, "Oh, all right, I like this. This is really good." It was the movie Swamp Thing. And I think there was this weird scene. I vaguely remember this scene where I think the guy Swamp Thing. So he was like this. I didn't realize at the time, but he's like, um, I think he's up on my Marvel. No, not Marvel. He's up on my DC poster. I see him right now. So he's this guy that was like, I don't remember the exact origin of this superhero. He's not like a usual superhero, but he's like this guy who's like probably something like with like chemicals, like radioactive material or something, where or there was like some explosion where this guy, I think he was like, so he was in this swamp and like, or it was probably like in a lab in this area where swamps were, but like this guy Swamp Thing, he's like all like plants. He's made out of plants. He's this plant guy. So I think there was this part of the movie where he had this battle wound, I think, and like part of his like a limb or a hand, like maybe his hand was like had been cut off, and I think it I think it grew back. I think so. I wanted to buy it again like recently, but I couldn't find it. So I'd like to see it again. I'd like to own it. Swamp Thing. Oh, they made another Swamp Thing movie a couple years later after that too. I'm hungry. There was this other there's this other memory I have with my cousin when he was at this same house. Kind of a weird memory. Um, I don't think I don't think it happened on the same day of the parade. I think this was uh, I think it was earlier that this happened because we were real young. I think this is another. This is I don't know how many times this happened, but like a time where my cousin was messing with me. Like I felt like he was messing with me. So I think I've had a few moments where my cousin was like messing with me. Uh, we were at his house and the TV was on, and um, my cousin was going through the channels, and I guess the Peanuts show was on, or one of the Peanuts movies was on, and I liked Charlie Brown and all those characters, and I wanted to watch it. So I was like, "Oh, can we watch that?" But my cousin didn't want to watch that. He kept changing the channels. He went to he wanted to watch something more exciting, apparently. He turned it to something like I think it was like a some kind of action movie, I think. Like Rambo, something like that. So he didn't want to watch cartoons. He wanted to watch exciting shooting and fighting stuff. So he was messing with me by like when I was saying, can you turn it back to that? And he didn't want to, so he was saying, look, it's still on the screen. He was saying like somehow like I guess he was saying like there was like like some defect in the television where there was like an, at least this is how I'm imagining it. Like there was like a after image, like like the action movie, like Rambo was still on the screen, but there was also like a after image effect of Peanuts, Charlie Brown. Like he was, I felt like he was implying that like we could watch both the action movie and Peanuts at the same time. Like I guess if I used my imagination, but I guess I was just like thinking like, what is he talking about? I don't see anything. I just see this action movie. But I felt like he was saying like you could see Peanuts. It was just like kind of hard to describe. But I guess he was messing with me. No, I'm pretty sure he was. Because I don't think there was anything wrong with his television where you could see like more than one channel at the same time. That technology had not been invented yet, as far as I know, because this was back in the 80s. So that then this now I'm jumping around with the chronology. I remember another time that me and my cousin, so we were at not the house I was talking about previously. So now this memory is at the last house that he lived at before he died. Uh, so this was either the late 80s or the very early 90s, because my cousin died in 1991. So I just remember um, we were watching a movie called Mac and Me, which was kind of like a take on E.T. Like it was this story kind of similar to E.T. Like I think from what I remember, so Mac and Me. So Mac was Mac the alien or is Mac the kid? It was like a story about a kid with an alien again, similar to E.T. So Mac and Me. From what I remember it, I'm remembering it very similar to E.T. Mac and Me. But I just remember this like alien character. He had like bubbled cheeks, and so I was watching it with my cousin, and I remember this moment where I guess I noticed that the how funny the alien looked with the bubbled cheeks, and I went like that, and I think my cousin laughed at that. I think he thought that was funny. So yeah, I think so. I think he thought that was funny. So that's a nice memory. It's always nice when you make someone else laugh. Yeah, that's what this alien looked like. It had bubble cheeks. Kind of funny looking. Mac and Me. We also watched a movie very different from that alien movie. We watched a movie called Roadhouse with Patrick Swayze. That was a exciting movie. Fun to watch. All right. Well, I guess I'll stop for now. So I finished off another another paper here with my notes. So I think yeah, I got three of these. I went through three of these notes, papers, things. But I have all these to go. Okay,